Hi, my name is Mike Berry. I'm the Director of Curriculum and Technology for the Montpelier-Roxbury Public Schools, and here's today's update. Little note, in my previous position, people used to make fun of how high my hair would get on a day, so they'd use that as a gauge of the day, but you don't have to worry about that. So just some quick updates here. So one is Google Hangouts Meet. School districts across the United States and probably beyond are trying to figure out the safest and best practices around video conferencing. And admittedly, we're learning as we go, but we're learning a lot and we're learning it fast. One of the things that has come up that is helpful for teachers is to think of Google Hangout Meet as a physical classroom space and treat it like that. So if students are doing something inappropriate in that space, we would follow up with the student as a learning opportunity. We would talk with families if we needed to. We would involve assistant principals and principals if we need to. So think of it as a classroom space and respond to student needs in the same way with those things. Another thing to think about is that just like a physical classroom in our buildings, Google Hangout Meet is not a good place for us to set up outside of school socialization for students. That may change as we learn more about this, but for now, we're keeping that space safe and supervised and consistent. So we might provide families with some advice on different ways that they can connect and socialize with their friends and peers. Certainly by using their personal email accounts and personal apps to be able to do those connections. I know we've done that as a family already too, so those are all great ways to socialize, but we're going to keep that school account for school stuff. And then the last thing is that Lauren and Sue have done an amazing job kind of investigating the ins and outs and best practices in terms of setting up a Google Hangout Meet. And Sue created a guide for creating a Google Hangout Meet using the nickname feature that seems to prevent some of the ins and outs that we're trying to avoid with students entering that space. So check out the guide. I think it's a well done and really helpful timing. The next thing I want to talk about is internet access for families that don't have internet. And I recognize the irony in posting this on a blog, but I'm hopeful that the information will get to educators that can connect with families in other ways or other families sharing with other families. So we're doing our best to connect with folks that may not have internet access and see if there's anything we can do to help. What we can do to help is pretty limited at the moment. We are connecting some families with some providers, and just a big caveat here, we are not endorsing any particular provider or their product. As we found out throughout this process, a lot of folks are offering free things and they're not really free. And so it's a family decision, but we're trying to present opportunities for families to explore and support it in however we can. So there's a couple links there. But the bottom line is if folks have questions, just give me a call or send me an email and we'll see what we can do to help you out. It's like the equivalent of picking out a new cell phone plan, which is not fun at all. But that's why we want to jump in and see if there's anything we can do to make that a little bit easier. And then the last update for today is that there's a board meeting tonight, and it's going to be held virtually, so there's an opportunity for people to attend, ask questions, things like that. So I put a link to how to join that meeting in the post. Be sure to check it out. And that's really update for April 1st. I was going to do an April Fool's Day thing, and then I just thought, people would be expecting that from me, and I'm just not going to do that. So have a great day.